Alright, what's going on, Pokemon X my Wi-Fi battle fans? You already know what's going to happen. I don't even have to tell you no more. You already know what's about to go down right in front of your face. This battle was against a guy on Twitch. His name is Saints on Twitch, with like a 5 and a 4 and a bunch of eyes and whatever. But, as you can see, I'm bringing a lot of pokes that you've seen me use before, except for the Porygon 2 and the Charizard. They're kind of new-ish. And, I didn't really know what to expect going into this battle because I just went into his stream and I was like, hey man, battle me, I have a YouTube. And he was like, okay, I'll battle you. And it was like first time I've ever battled him. So, we're going to get underway right now and see how it goes. I'm very sorry for me sniffling. I'm like all congested and whatnot. Let me focus in on the side over here. There we go. He starts off with his Shiny Greninja, which I really love Shiny Greninja. It's really nice. And I got on my Gyarados. Now, the reason why I have Gyarados is because I expect, like, people to lead with things like Galvantula. And I throw weakness policy on this thing, just so I can always get, like, the +6 attack and whatnot, so that way it makes it really nice. But that didn't happen. I go for an Earthquake, it's not very effective, and I don't kill him. So I was really upset, and he knocks out my Gyarados within 2 turns. So the first thing that came to my mind was, holy tits, I'm going to get swept by this guy because I don't know how he battles, I know nothing about it. But I decided to go into my Porygon 2, so I can hopefully Thunder Wave this, and maybe get it to where it's not as big of a threat. But he predicts that, and he switches out into his Psydodge, which is obviously his Sylveon, and it has Espeon, which has Magic Bounce. So I just paralyzed myself, and it was completely, utterly useless. But it's whatever, because it just didn't really hinder me, because I'm not really that fast anyway. So he goes for a couple Calm Minds to try to set up. I've never seen a fully special defensive Espeon before, but you know what? I may have to end up trying it. I go for a Tri-Attack to try to get like the Burn or the Paralysis or anything on it, and I get the Burn. That's awesome. Some like damage over time is always nice to have. And he has the leftovers on it, which, like I said, I've never seen a defensive Espeon. But you know what? Good for you, man. I didn't think that existed. I didn't know that was a thing. I don't know if you just heard my elbow pop on camera, but that was really loud, I'm sorry. I go into my Chinchino because my Chinchino is a boss. Like, he goes for a second Calm Mind, and right now I'm like, you know what, I'm not too worried because I do have the Focus Sash. I can take any one hit that it throws at me and I can just knock it out the second one. It's just what naturally I think whenever I think of my thingamabobber. I took the Life Orb off because of situations like this, and he avoided the first one. If he did not avoid, I would have knocked him out first turn. But because he avoided, I get knocked down to my Sash, and all that other bullcrap that really does suck. He gets the Leftovers recovery and gets hurt by the Burn, which basically just, like, completely null and voids the Leftovers. And I go for a Tail Slap. Now, if I had missed this time, I would have been really upset. But like I said, it didn't really matter because I only have to hit him like 3 times, I believe, and it knocks him out. So that is a bye-bye to the Sylveon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. You go bye-bye. And he sends in his Azumarill. Now, I knew he was going to go for Aqua Jet. I knew he was going to knock me out first turn. I didn't want anything else to switch into an Aqua Jet, so I just kind of let my Chinchino die, which is really upsetting for me. So I go into my Charizard, so I can Mega Evolve, get the Drought up, and maybe he won't expect me to be Megazard at Y, and he'll like stay in, but he completely expected that and went into his Fill, who is his Darmanitan. Which Shiny Darmanitan I think looks kind of stupid in my opinion. I never really liked Shiny Darmanitan, but it's whatever, I'll still use one if I go in, because Darmanitan is a beast. I love Darmanitan. So I Mega Evolve into Megazard Y. Now right here, I knew he went into his thing because it carries Rock Slide. Why else would you switch in to anything on a Megazard Y, or a Charizard in general, unless it had a Rock type move? So I'd go for the Solar Beam, and holy crap, that did a lot of damage. It was a crit, but that still did a lot of damage. I knew that, like, things were frail, but I didn't know about that frail. Goes for a Rock Slide, and I know for a fact that I can eat this up, like, no matter what, but I actually avoid it, so that's always nice. He switches out his Darmanitan because I thought, I don't know what he thought, but it's whatever, I don't even really care. I go for the Tri-Attack just to get damage on whatever, try to knock out the Darmanitan, get damage off, but that almost kills his main neck trick. I'm telling you, Porygon 2 is freaking awesome. I love Porygon 2. It's gonna be like, I use it all the time. So Mega Evolves his main extra, getting the Intimidate off, which doesn't really bother me at all because I'm not special attacking, so it doesn't matter. Goes for the Volt Switch, and that did a literal 12 damage. Like, that's it. It did 12. I'm not even gonna exaggerate anymore, but it did a lot more, like 42, but it still did nothing. I went for another Tri Attack, just to, like, knock out anything that would come in, but he switched into his Azumarill, and that did another, like, 50%, and I got the burn. So his Azumarill is pretty much crippled because the huge power is basically null and voided with the burn. It's basically done with. So I was getting a lot of the hacks that were really nice. He goes for the superpower. Now, I realize his Azumarill is burned, but that still did not do as much damage as I thought it would. Like, so I go for a Tri Attack, and I get it down to like red-ish, and I get the burn off, and it almost knocks it out. Man, it sucks. But he goes for an Aqua Jet to try to get off a little bit more damage before he dies. And I go for a Recover because I knew he was going to get knocked out by the burn. I wanted some HP back. That's all I cared about. So now I'm back at full health practically, and he gets knocked out by the burn. So it was really, 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 really nice to have this Azumarill gone. He goes into his Fill, which is his Darmanitan, and I'm like, I can live a superpower. I should be able to live a superpower because I'm awesome. Let's see, can I? No, I don't, but he got the crit. That mattered. I did damage calcs afterwards. It mattered. I promise you it mattered. And my Porygon 2 is knocked out, and that really blows. Like, I didn't know what to do. And I sent him a Gliscor. Now, he kind of predicted me to go for like a Protect or a Sub or anything, so he went for a superpower when I wasn't going to take any chances. I'm going to get this thing out right away, so I go for an Earthquake. I did not want to risk this thing sweeping my Charizard later on with a Rock Slide or my Noivern, so I got it out of the way. But by Darmanitan. So of course I have the Toxicroak, Protect, Sub, Earthquake, whatever. Goes into this thing. Now this thing is kind of like the bane of my existence because I never know how to deal with Greninja. I never know how to deal with one. I never expect to bring one, and whenever I do expect it, I bring my Cinccino, and my Cinccino gets knocked out beforehand, so I never expect it. So I go for the Protect, get the Poison Heal back, blah blah blah, and I thought I could live an Ice Beam. I really thought I could, but you know what? I guess I can't. I guess Gliscor just is that bad, like special defensively. It's whatever. So right here I go into my Charizard. Now, I'm like, I get the Drought up, Scald will be weakened, maybe I can knock him out. Maybe I can knock him out with anything, like a Fire Blast, but he goes for a Dark Pulse instead and changes his type to where I wish I'd gone for a Focus Blast, but I didn't. So I go for a Solar Beam. Like, you know, try to save time, try to make sure that no matter what, it would hit. I go for the Solar Beam, and I'm pretty sure this knocks it out. Yep, knocks it out. Because Greninja really isn't the most bulky thing in the entire world. It's kind of frail, actually. So here he goes into his Thingamabobber. Now, if I had bred this thing, I would have bred Dragon Pulse onto it for situations like this. But I didn't. I got it as a gift, and I'm very grateful for it, so I'm just going to take it. So I go for Fire Blast instead, as he goes for a Dragon Dance, and right here I knew game was over. Game's done. I lose. I got swept by a Dragonite. I'm done. Now, I did not want my Charizard to die because he still has one other thing on the camera. So I go into my Noivern, sack off my Noivern because I know I can't live a Dragon Claw, but in hindsight, I don't know if I should have done that because I think my Noivern can still outspeed a +1 Dragonite. I think. I'm not sure. So I go into my Charizard again, and he's just going to Dragon Claw me again and finish me off for the battle. So it was a pretty decent battle. I ended up losing 2-0, but you know what? It's whatever. It was still a very good battle, and I still enjoyed showing off some of the new Pokemon I got. I hope you guys enjoyed the battle against Sharp, and I hope you guys also leave a like, a comment down below. Make sure you subscribe if you're a new viewer. Do all of that fun jazz. Make sure you comment. Let me know if you want to be in the giveaway for the 50 subscribers, because I believe we're at like 46 right now. And if we hit 50, I'm going to try to do it like the next day. So, make sure you guys let me know what you thought of the battle, let me know what you thought of the new Pokemon. Just leave comments. I read them all, I enjoy reading them, and it really does make my day. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll be trying to upload a second video later on tonight. Bye-bye!